Hey, welcome in and welcome back to the Down South Philly Show, brought to you by Sports Lounge Media. And as always, make sure y'all hit that like button. Yep. Go ahead and drop a few comments. And as always, subscribe. We got some good things to talk about today. But first, we still are in the midst of highway season. I'll be remiss if I didn't at least mention that once during this time of the year. It's kind of year round for Howard, but when it comes to specifically what Howie, hold on,
Testing. Hopefully, yeah, we should be back in the building for real now. Um, when it comes to what Howie is most dangerous at is this time of year. He's making moves, he's making deals, he's flipping over every rock, he's making every call that needs to be made, and somehow he's gonna make a move that you didn't know that he was interested in, but makes sense for us and ultimately doesn't really cost us a whole hell of a lot. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just a few hours ago, we got the news that Dontavian Wicks, hey, he's now an Eagle. Reports say that Dontavian Wicks has been traded to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 2026 fifth round pick and a 2027 sixth round pick. Wicks will sign a 1-year deal for $12.5 million with the Eagles, per his agent. Happy Friday, Daniel Barry. Happy Friday to you. Um, what this means on the surface? Well, first of all, I think the writing is already on the wall. Yeah. You beat me to it, car guy. The writing's on the wall. AJ gone. And not to say that Dontavian Wicks is a clear replacement for him, but you got to think what the Eagles are building. We're actually operating as if AJ is already gone. So let's look at the wide receiver depth. We got Smitty. We traded for Hollywood Brown. We got the Dontavian Wicks. We got Elijah Moore. Whatever we're gonna get from Johnny Wilson, coming off an injury, Britton Covey, and Darius Cooper expected to step up and give us something, anything. Um, I wouldn't say that it's a star-studded cast of wide receivers. Now, this is assuming that AJ Brown is gone. Obviously, in my opinion, and just like Carr guy said, AJ out of there. This is one of those moves that kind of lets you know that um, we're moving as though AJ Brown is no longer an Eagle. It's really just a matter of a post June trade. I really want Chris Bell day 2. I got to look at Chris Bell. What does he play? What's his position? Kyle. Um, so taking AJ out of the equation, what's being built right now in Philadelphia? Obviously, we're loading up to put pieces around Jalen Hurts to continue to be the guy that he's been. Um, but I think it's kind of along the lines of a Green Bay, where it's not a clear number one guy. Anybody can get the rock, or a San Francisco 49ers, where it's similar. Anybody can get the rock, but it's a lot that's going to be predicated on the run game. So it's going to be a heavy focus on the run game, especially with the new addition of Sean Mannion as the offensive coordinator. Um, we loaded up on tight end. We're obviously bringing back Dallas Goddard. We went and got Johnny Munt. Brought back Grant Calcaterra. Excuse me, and we signed Stone Smart. So we are in the process of building all the pieces um, to bolster the offensive line. I'm hearing that a majority of our top 30 visits are offensive linemen. Um, And obviously, you do know that we have the 23rd pick in the first round so far. Howard could always make a move and give it up to move up in the draft, or give it up to go get a guy like a Max Crosby if he's still quote unquote available. Um, but I like it. I like it because to me, it was already a foregone conclusion that AJ Brown was going to be gone, right? I know you had a certain population of the fan base who didn't want to believe that AJ would be gone or thought it would be stupid to trade AJ, but obviously the writing has been on the wall. If you suffered through the 2025 season and everything that it had to offer, or lack thereof, you know that AJ Brown is pretty much out of here. Now, if you ask AJ Brown, he's gonna say all the right things. Obviously, he doesn't want to rock the boat. He doesn't want to tank um his worth and how much the Eagles can get for him to make it more likely for him to leave. But at the end of the day, I think it's a foregone conclusion that he is gone. Now, there was some interesting reports. You know that Diana Rossini was one of the first ones to break the story that AJ could potentially be gone even before the 2025 season took off. Um, and there's some reports that surface. I don't know. I don't too much do gossip, but I do know that the pictures are incriminating. So some pictures surface of Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the New England Patriots, basically kicking it at a romantic resort. They all hugged up. They in the pool. Both are married, by the way. But again, I'm not judging. I don't know what's going on, but the pictures just look. Uh, they don't look good. Let's just put it that way. They don't look good. Um, and it kind of makes sense as to like where she may be getting some of this information from, because reports have steadily come out that AJ's going to New England. AJ's going to New England. It's just a matter of post June 1st, cap hit's going to be cut in half. Then they can make a deal for AJ to officially become a Patriot, and it kind of is what it is from that standpoint. We somehow we managed to talk about AJ Brown being the Eagle or not being the Eagle every week, and we've been talking about it every week since the basically the 2025 season started. Um, I've talked about ad nauseum how I still feel like he's a top 5 wide receiver, maybe even top 3 receiver. So to it's nothing, no slight on his game or his ability. I don't think that that is an issue. There are some reports coming out that he's got some knee issues. I don't know how true that is, because I never really, I mean, whenever we needed AJ to ball, he pretty much balled until, he turned into a pumpkin and, start pouting. But outside of that, AJ's still a dog. I think he's still in his prime right now. So that's why the Eagles are commanding what they're commanding as far as draft compensation for him, because he's already paid. We already paid him. He's locked up. It's a lot, Mike. I don't even know if it's gonna fit on the screen. NFL reporter Diana Rossini is under investigation by the Athletic, the New York Times, about her relationship with New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel, and will be sidelined until the review is completed. Yeah, it it was already, you know, when it comes to Diana Rossini, a lot of her reports are, dare I say, questionable. You can kind of take them with a grain of salt in a sense. Um, some of them are just flat out wrong. Not really a big fan of her style of reporting. A lot of it seems like either slander or at the very least hate, for lack of better terms. But that whole situation is just weird. And then for the pictures to come out, it's just not a good look. It's really not a good look. I'm sure more will surface in the coming weeks surrounding that situation. Like I didn't even know that. Thank you for dropping that in here, Mike. I didn't even know that it had gotten to the point of her potentially being sidelined until the matter is resolved. Um, it just seemed like one of those fishy things, right? Um, to be honest with you, I'm so tired of this AJ controversy. I'm just really ready for it to come to a head. Whether he stays, whether he goes, I'm just ready for it to come to a close. The Athletic is pressing for proof about Rossini's claim that they were there with other people. In the days since post stories was published, there has been no public evidence to support the claims. Rossini posted an athletic picture by another, and it's not showing the rest of it because it's so long. Yeah, I think it's too long to pop up on there. But I'm just so tired of talking. I don't know about y'all, but I'm so tired of talking about AJ Brown. It's just at this point, it's kind of can you shit or get off the pot? Like, are we gonna trade him or are we not? Now, obviously, it's far from over. If you believe that he's gonna be traded, um, you you probably are gonna have to wait until June. I mean, here we are, April 10th, so we still got a ways to go. We got a whole draft coming up in a couple weeks, and then we still gotta wait. We got the whole month of May, and then June rolls around before we get an answer as to whether AJ Brown will be an Eagle in 2026 or if he'll be, a Patriot or wherever he plans on going. Obviously, things will change post draft because any draft picks that are awarded will be for 2027 and beyond. Wait till after the show. Um, let's see. Rossini posted an athletic story, but has not published any stories for the outlet since the photos with Rabel. And I'm sure that was just damaging for something like that to come out. Even if it wasn't link to the story that she's been reporting, it's just not a good look as a reporter uh for photos like that to come out. Obviously everybody's human. Everybody has the right to live whatever life that they want to live. But whenever your whenever what you're doing comes out and can affect your how you make money and your bread and butter, hey, you might need to take a step back and reevaluate your life. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm not gonna judge. I'm tired, like I keep saying, I'm tired of the AJ Brown saga that seems to stir up every week. Every week it seems like new drama comes out about this and about that. And then even when it's a week where AJ Brown isn't mentioned, then they want to throw my boy Jalen Hurts to the wolves. And that's the meat and potatoes of what we really here to talk about today. We got to talk about Jalen, man. But before we do that, we have to go to the beginning. Let's see. We gotta go to the beginning. So, as we know, Jalen Hurts once played for the Alabama Crimson Tide as a starting quarterback as a freshman. Um, if I'm not mistaken, he was able to compete in at least 2 national championships while there. Um, the big story was that in one of those national championships, he was benched for Tua. Tua went on to win that national championship and a starting job going forward. Um, Jalen Hurts stays that following season. Is a great teammate. They win another. I think they win another national championship after that. And then Hurts decides to transfer to Oklahoma, where he, starts to make his bones. He becomes a Heisman finalist. I think he finishes either second or third in that Heisman race. Then he gets drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in 2020. Now, in 2020, what's interesting, he's drafted second in the second round by the Philadelphia Eagles. What makes this pick so interesting? Because at the time, we had just paid our franchise quarterback in Carson Wentz a boatload of money because he played out of his mind in the 2017, 2018. Mike, I don't know. I don't think Dom coming on today. Um, it might just be me rolling in the deep. He could pop on. He might not. I don't know. Um, but yeah, in 2020, what makes Hurts being picked up so interesting is because we had just paid our franchise quarterback in Carson Wentz a boatload of money, and any Eagles fan will tell you that we were hoping for an additional weapon for. Speak of the devil, this Dom right here.
Yo,
Yeah, we go Don right here. I mean, you can still hop on for a second if you got time, Mike. What's good with you?
what's going on?
Hey man, I know you heard the news. Give me your quick thoughts on the addition of Dontavian Wicks from the Green Bay Packers to the squad.
I like the move. I like all Green Bay wide receivers anyway. So hell, we could have got any one of them. I'm cool with it. We already know Smitty, our guy, AJ about to get traded. So so whoever else we bring into the fold, um, there's is only on. It only helped the team. We already got Hollywood, and then we got who was the other wide receiver we had got.
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore, boom, go ahead and bring in Wicks. You know what I'm saying? Just more people to put around Smitty to take some of that heat off on him. That's how I
And
feel about it.
it seems like out of all the moves that could mean this or could mean that, this kind of feel like one of the moves that's like, yeah, AJ probably more than likely gonna be gone when the time comes for it. But like I said a little bit before you got on, it kind of feels like we putting ourselves in the position to be similar to a Green Bay or a San Francisco, where anybody can get the ball at this point. It's like we gonna be predicated on running the ball and then going off of play action and hitting whoever is wide open or whoever the play call for the ball to go to on that particular play, um, which is more advantageous if you ask me.
Yeah, me too. I like that better than because just watching us the last 2 years, and especially this last year, like I said, I feel like the games and then the times where it felt like at times the team was forcing AJ the ball because of his antics, and it was taken away from the actual drive. It was taken away from the actual game, the plays or whatever. So if you go into a situation where ain't nobody out there crying for the ball, especially not no dudes who probably on 1 year contracts, and we know Smitty ain't gonna be out there on no bull drive. He already know what's up. Which him and Hurts got a connection anyway. So 9 times out of 10, he gonna be feeding him anyway if he can. Depending on the play, but I feel like you said it's more advantageous to have a system like that. Now, as of right now, AJ's still on the team. I'm just always gonna say he gonna get traded until he don't. But because I feel like we should trade him. But anyway, outside of that, if it come down to how I think it should come down, boom, he get traded for whatever he get traded for. But um, even if it did end up with you know Dontavius Wicks, Smitty, Hollywood, and
Elijah Moore
Elijah Moore.
and
I'm
Cooper.
cool. I'm cool with that. And we still got Cooper coming out, the young boy coming out the fold. I'm cool with that because I feel like that's our style of ball. Get the ball to the open guy. All of them dudes can catch. All of them kind of got their own role. I feel like Wicks can do a little bit of everything. I feel like he could do a little bit of um everything the other wide receivers can do. I just feel like he just one of them dudes that can do a little bit of everything. And then I feel like the other guys kind of like got stuff they kind of specialize in a little bit. Um, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Still remains to be seen. Obviously, you don't know until you know um if AJ gonna be gone, but it's just one of them things where it just feel like the more we add, the more, it's just gonna be more apparent that AJ pretty much out the door. Did you see did you happen to see the reports that Diana Rossini and Vrabel then got caught hugged up at a resort?
All right, so I didn't see that, but I did see it was something going on with I seen his name floating around, but I didn't know because only thing I saw was I don't know. Have you seen Shady video in response to it?
Uh-uh.
So I seen Shady's video. He didn't come out and say
Yeah.
that. He just came out and basically was just making a response to it. So I didn't know what exactly had happened. I only seen his response basically saying that, man, y'all got to leave these dudes alone because he basically was like, if you he started putting a whole scenario together. If you see somebody at the bar, a man and a woman, they both married and they sitting there talking, having a good time with drinks, and they got their phones out. It looked like they could be exchanging phone numbers, but they could just be having a good conversation, checking their text messages. It don't mean they over there, exchanging phone numbers, whatever. He was like, y'all gotta let these people just like live their lives and stop trying to analyze everything. So that when I seen that, I was like, all right, he didn't something must have came out with Vrabel and somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know exactly what happened until you just said that.
Yeah, so the pictures the pictures look a lot more damning than what he talking about. Cause I mean, it's one picture of them actually hugging, it's one picture of them like laying on this little floaty on the pool. It looked real romantic. It don't look I don't know what happened, but
And it caught Vrabel with his pants
yeah, they done
down.
caught literally they done caught him with his pants down. So I mean, you could take you can take whatever that is with a grain of salt. Mark says Wicks is a solid PU for a bench player. Um yeah, I mean I always have, like you said, any of Green Bay's wide receivers I would have been good with, especially if we're gonna use them in the style that it seems like we're gonna use them in. Obviously, we getting Charmaine, a guy out of Green Bay. So, that's a guy that was in his system. So I hopefully we see a similar system to what Green Bay has ran over the past few years in being able to spread the ball. I always like the way they run the ball. We talk about it every year. Like it's a handful of offenses that we just like to watch.
Yeah,
That
for
Sean
sure.
McVay type of
Yeah.
offense, that Shanahan type of offense, that what's my man name from Green Bay? LaFleur. Matt
Yeah.
LaFleur style offense, like that kind of offense. It's just
Yeah.
fun to watch. Um, and we can get a little bit of that. Like you said, we in Philly, I think we got too dependent on our stars just being better than the other team. And it
Yeah.
worked, but it ain't gonna work every year. You got to switch it up. So this is a step in the right direction and potentially us seeing a brand new offense in 26. Hold up. We got Mike popping on. Let me switch the screen. What's good, Mike?
What's poppin', fellas?
Hey
What's
man, give
going
me
on?
your thoughts on the big move, man. I say big move, but any move this time of year is a big move just because ain't much shaking.
Yeah, I can't agree more with anything. I mean, more than what you guys were saying. I mean, at the end of the day, I too am tired of hearing the whole AJ is going to be traded thing. It's been a thing for quite some time now. Um, Dom was mentioning about forcing the football when we really didn't have to because of the antics. I'm tired of that. There's just been a lot of things around that. It's just time for. I think it's time to give everybody just a break, a fresh start again,
Yeah,
and get them rolling again. I mean, look, at the end of the day, fellas, we got a window and we know it. You know what I'm saying? So we can't play around because if we play around, like most teams do, we're gonna end up exactly where we're at right now. And so we have the team to win Super Bowls. We just got to have everybody locked in with the same vision. And I think this is a great move for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that with Hollywood Brown adding to that, Elijah Moore. Now I'm gonna get into that in just a second, but with Elijah Moore, that adds to that. And then my follow up will be after this. We'll just add to the Schmitty. We're moving it around. I mean, Schmitty is a 1B on the team right now, so he can fulfill that one role. We just got to put surrounding pieces around so that he can find his way in throughout the season. So let me add. My second thing was about Elijah Moore. Now, there's been questions for me. Why bring in a person like Elijah Moore in, who is AJ Brown best friend? He was the one who helped AJ Brown through his mental health journey, and even helped him through. I don't know how else to say this, through the time where he almost eliminated himself. Right. So
Here go
Elijah.
Mark. We're gonna get to that later though.
Yeah,
He
I
he
mean,
he sweats Smitty not a number one, but go ahead.
it's cool. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna comment on that. Anyway, so bringing in Elijah Moore, right? It was almost as if you were bringing in a man to help AJ Brown process things throughout the season, having your best friend there, kind of helping along the way. Now, with that being said, we also got the other side of it, right? Where we all know what's going to happen after June 1st. He pretty
Mhm.
much is going to be traded. So it's like, why bring in an Elijah Moore where his stats ain't great? At the end of the day, we could go pick up Lemon, right, in the draft, which is going to lead me into this. Now, with that being said, you bring in Elijah Moore, cool. We bring in plentiful of wide receivers. Now that we know that, and we trade AJ Brown, let's say it happens, right? We don't like Dom says, I don't believe it until it happens, right? But let's just say it happens, right? So in the draft, that does that change the trajectory of like where we're going? Do we go after Sadiq at that particular moment? Right? Do we go after that young tight end who can create things? Because we know what we're getting out of Dallas Goddard. We're gonna get, I mean, maybe 14 games out of him. Um, every season it seems like there's some going on, right? So getting the production maybe underneath him, even though we extended him for another year. Maybe we go after Sadiq, which would be a good thing for us. I like Sadiq out of the draft. I think if he falls to 23, or we do something to where we uh, we move up in the draft with AJ Brown, we get somebody that is a little bit higher, and we can go get that. I would be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? And then start working in the interior again and on the line. But as far as a wide receiver room, I think we're good now. I think we're solid now. Whatever happens with AJ happens with AJ. It's a plus either way, I think. Whether we keep him or he moves on. Now we're at a plus place. You know what I'm saying? So we just a little weak in the trenches in the offensive line, and we just need to fill that tight end role, I believe. Um, yeah, just my little two pieces on that. Before you get into the whole Jalen Hurts thing.
I agree. Hold on, what Mark said. Mark says Philly needs to draft Sadiq. That is the biggest issue. You can add AJ and fill in the big receiver with Sadiq. Potentially. I guess it really just depends on how do we feel about that cap hit? Because I mean we still gonna get hit with that $40 million cap hit, which it's not the end of the world. I don't think that weighs that much on whether we move them or not earlier. because we've had bigger cap hits than that, and it's other teams that have way more than $40 million on the books for a cap hit in this coming season. So I think it's really just about getting the right move that Howie like. I don't think he's been offered what he wants to so far.
Yeah, when you're seeing other wide receivers go for way more than AJ, then you stop and think and be like, hold
Yeah,
on, wait a minute now. Like
you can
AJ
get
Brown way better than this.
all.
Yeah, who was that wide receiver that got a first? What was it? A first, second, and third?
I think Romeo Dobbs went
Yeah, right.
to New England.
Yeah. And
So
they got a
it
bunch
really
from them.
just depends on what we looking for in the draft. We can go a lot of ways. I would be cool with a Sadiq in the draft. I also would be cool with if we stayed at 23 and drafted a offensive lineman in the draft. So uh it really just depends on how it falls. We've seen it fall in our favor many times in the past few years. So I don't know how lucky we'll get from that aspect. Maybe we'll have a safety drop in our laps that we need. Let's see, it's only a $19 million cap hit if it's a post June 1st trade. Yeah, but we were talking about if we trade him before that, Steven. We were talking about if we trade him like now, it would be 40 million. And even with that, it's not I still don't think that that's the end of the world. If somebody offered us 2 1s right now for AJ, I think what would be the difference between trading him now for 2 1s? Well, if we trade him after, obviously it wouldn't be for this draft right here. So the picks wouldn't be as valuable. But I would take it. I'm taking 2 1s for AJ right now. How about y'all? Straight up.
Yeah, 2 1s. Yeah,
Two ones to who? Above 23?
I don't care where they are as long as they 2 first. One um
That's it's
because I mean
sticky.
we'll have
It's sticky. It's sticky for me. Only
yeah.
because you want to get value, right? When you're doing these trades as well. So if you're looking at trying to get another wide receiver, maybe like Lemon, right? Like you want to get somebody a little bit up. The other thing is I know there's been a lot of talks of him going to the Patriots, but what about other teams that they have wide receiver? They need a wide receiver help immediately too. So we could trade pretty much. AJ can go to those teams as well. Now I do know from the inside from the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. There's been
I
a lot
trade
of
his ass to the Raiders so fast.
yeah,
It ain't even gotta be 2 1s.
yeah.
Let me stop.
Yeah, because as of right now, I do know as much as you guys hear whatever you want to hear, being on the inside, I do know that Max Crosby is not off the table.
Yeah.
So with the trade with him and a couple of picks, uh, that might be lucrative now because what happened is his stock dropped. Max is now not worth as much as he was worth before he went to the Ravens. Right now they say, oh, there's all these things going on. When they knew what the hell that the Ravens knew what the hell they was doing. But that's not here nor there. They did us dirty too with Jair. We ain't gonna talk about all that. But at the end of the day, his stock dropped, right? So we could get something, we can get Max and turn that whole defense around and still get a pick out of it, right? Which would help us this year. You know what I mean? And go get somebody else to fulfill maybe a line position like you was talking about, and still go get Sadiq because I don't think Sadiq is looking like he's looking what like 10 to 25 somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
he might go in there. He might go top 10 still. So
Man,
it
you
just
talking
depends
about
on the draft fall, huh?
you talking about we get Max Crosby and a pick? Hell no. Ain't no way.
Well,
Ain't no way.
it wouldn't be a first round. Obviously, they're going to go
Right.
Fernando. It would be more
Oh, I
like
thought you meant like a first round. I don't even really see them throwing in no other pick for AJ, like a straight up trade, like
Straight
AJ
up
and
AJ
him, and then a pick. No, man, Max Crosby. Oh no.
it could happen, man.
And I feel
because
that
he's
same way that you said about stock dropping. I feel the same way about AJ too. And just in the way of like I know teams looking at it like he trying to get out of there. Why? I mean, y'all gonna trade him. That's why I said I'd take 2 firsts for him because maybe we would have got more in another situation. But I think a lot of teams looking at it like "Bro, we all know AJ want to leave. Like we ain't. That's why he ain't got what he wanted for him yet. Because everybody know he want to leave. Like you gonna trade him. Like
Mhm.
so we ain't about to overpay for him, but we'll give you this for it or whatever. So I think that's what's kind of going on with AJ too. A lot of teams who would have paid what we got for what they got for Romeo Dobbs or better, like probably looking at the situation because you know that's what teams do when they know a player want to get out. They not gonna give you what they would have gave you before they knew that information.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a stalemate right now.
True. In the same
But if a team desperate enough,
yeah, that's
yeah.
what I was going with that direction.
Yeah. If a team desperate enough, but at the same
because
time,
because we can't doubt Howie at no point in
yeah.
time, right? Like he gonna
That's
sit. Oh, it's cool. We'll go ahead and deal with the headache. It's
but I
cool.
think
You know what I mean?
but my point to that was like if you want to do that, I feel like you could catch a team not necessarily desperate, but somewhat desperate. I feel like your best chance to get what you want is in the draft. Because if somebody was planning on getting a wide receiver or a certain wide and they gone off the board, now you like, well, I'll go ahead and give you AJ since you ain't, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you might could
Mhm.
catch a team like that in the draft. It just depends on do you want to go ahead and do it in the draft or you want to just wait until the post June 1st. But I really feel like you can get somebody in the draft. Teams that was looking for a wide receiver didn't get their guy. Hey, well, look, we got AJ for you, but this is what we want for him. I feel like you could get a team like that.
Well, look how we got him. Look how we got AJ. We got him on
Right,
draft night.
right.
Yeah, because if we're looking at it right now, do the Jets need a wide receiver right now?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they need
Do
a wide
They
receiver,
need they
but I
need
don't know what
everything.
I don't know what they got
do
going on because they was getting off people. They still got what's his name?
They still got Gary Wilson.
Yeah, I take Gary Wilson. I've been talking about him all season anyway. Hey, let him go. Let him come to Philly.
Yeah, let me carry on though. Like, does the Cardinals need one? Does the Titans? Can we trade him back to the Titans for Cam Ward?
Everybody could use an AJ Brown.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's more teams outside of just the Patriots. Is my point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I didn't want to trade him to the Patriots anyway.
Yeah,
Because that's where he want to go.
yeah.
Send him to the Browns.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett.
Yep. I trade him to the Browns, to the Raiders. I
I
wouldn't
mean,
be I ain't opposed to trading him to the Cardinals.
yeah. The Cardinals, the Titans. We're not going to trade them NFC East, so we're not going to trade them to the Giants. But Cleveland, obviously Cleveland. You got Washington, not trading there.
Yeah, no.
New Orleans at 8. You got Kansas City. You got the Bengals. They're in poverty though. They don't need offensive help. They need defensive help. But and then you got the new relived Miami Dolphins looking for. I mean, they just got rid of Waddle, right? And Tyreek. We don't know what's gonna happen with him.
They ain't trying to win no football.
He
They,
said. He said
I
what?
think that's. I don't think they
Nah,
definitely ain't making that trade.
yeah, they ain't. I don't think they looking for
They
AJ
need
yet. They
pick.
ain't. Yeah, they need quarter. Yeah, they need a lot of other stuff before they think about getting the AJ.
15. We go to 14. I mean, it's the rate. Well, you got 13 is the Rams. You got 14 is the Ravens. 15 though, Tampa Bay, right? And then
Hey,
the Jets. Listen to this one though. Jets do have a 16, so they got a 2 and a 16 in the first round.
they always got 2 first-round picks.
And
Yep.
don't do nothing with them.
But I'm just saying, like the Jets.
They got some players. They ain't make it shake. The last time they had all them picks, they got all great players. They just ain't win that.
Think about this though. I mean, and this is all like, I'm not saying this could happen, but if they got 2 picks in the first round, the Jets do, they can go get they quarterback. Obviously, they're going quarterback at number 2, and then they could trade their 16, go get AJ. Now you got a wide receiver and your future right there. Boom, done.
Nah.
And you still got Brees Hall, right?
Yeah,
You got Brees. They got Brees Hall, and they just picked up Geno again.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They need.
Boy was talking good about Geno.
Yeah, they going to the promised land.
You see, did
They
y'all
got
see what he
to.
was saying? They head coach, what he was saying about Geno?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, he got a whole like a little video out talking about Geno. But hey, how y'all feel about trading? How y'all? What if Kansas City wanted to do a trade? AJ for Rashee Rice.
Nah.
Uh, I don't know what Rashi Rice got going on.
What do
Like,
you got? He got
can we count on him to be on the field?
what he got some he got injury
He had
stuff going on
some
or
legal.
personal stuff going
It
on.
was a little bit of legal
He
issues
got
going
legal stuff
on.
going on.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's sketchy
Well,
right
well,
there.
the Philadelphia Eagles is notorious for bringing people in with legal issues, but I
Not that
mean,
bad though.
yeah,
What do you
This
do?
like 2 years in a row. I think he still might be dealing with whatever he did last year.
Oh,
I don't know
don't.
if it ever really came to a head.
I seen he missed some games, but I don't really know what happened.
But yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I don't want to trade a headache for a headache.
Nah, hell nah.
I
And that's
want a
why I
clean
didn't want
slate.
to. That's why I didn't want to bring in a lot of guys that people was talking about. I was like, nah, why would we bring that guy in? We getting rid of the same guy.
Like a Diggs. Because Diggs will give you
nah, hell no.
production, but that's a headache for a headache.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, nah. We need somebody more like Schmitty, just chill.
Mm-hmm.
He for the
And
reasons
which is
he.
why I wanted to get Garrett Wilson. He coming off playing with the Jets. Bro ain't never won that. You come over here to Philly, he gonna play his role because he winning. When he get the ball, he get the ball. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't losing no more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He did get a big contract recently too. So I mean that would make sense if we I don't know what his cap hit is, but I would be cool trading him to New York.
yeah,
But
yeah.
ultimately, I really
Take him to
wanted
the
to.
jet. Take him to the
That,
Jets, man. Let us have the 16.
that
You know
was
what I
that was
mean?
like my backup plan. But what I really want to do is trade him for Max Crosby. That's like
Yeah.
my number one ultimate
Ultimately.
move.
That changes everything. That
Yeah.
changes the whole entire. I mean, that's scary too. That
Hmm.
defensive line is nasty at that particular point.
Yeah, and to so Steven said that
Oh, the Jalen Carter thing.
he always feel like they could trade Jalen Carter. Nah, I think they just waiting.
Yeah,
Just
one
like
more
we
year.
did with Jordan Davis, we extended him his 5th year extension, and then we go ahead and give him his money. Jalen Carter gonna get paid.
Yeah,
Ain't
it took
no
a minute. It took a minute for us to even give whatchamacallit his extension. There was. See, I don't really be tripping on none of that. A lot of people be trying to like read into somebody not getting their extension yet. Nah, they just ain't did it yet for whatever
right.
reason. Like we ain't behind the scenes. Like people create their own narratives when something ain't happened yet and they don't know what's going on, so they just come up just like the whole Jalen thing. Well, he ain't got his extension yet, so they must be talking about bro. They just ain't did it yet for whatever reason. Like I don't think they looking at Jalen like, all right, we're gonna get off you this year if you don't take us back to a
Right.
third Super Bowl.
Yeah. In my in my in my opinion, with the Jalen Carter thing, I think there's a couple of things to think about. Number one, we're not in a rush, right?
Right.
Number two, he did just come off of double shoulder injuries, right? So let's see his production this year.
I
Again,
agree.
we're not in a rush. And number three will be the fact that we're not in a rush. Okay, so like there's no reason to just jump the gun just yet. We don't know what the production is going to look like for this next year. We don't know pretty much, the value of what he can contribute. At the end of the day, that position is his to lose. So he gonna get paid. It's just not right now. We got
Yeah.
other fish to fry. We
Yeah,
got other
Jalen
things to
Carter's
do.
don't grow on trees, so I can't. I mean, I ain't gonna say I can't see him getting traded because I always say everybody available to get traded for the right price, but
He almost did
um,
this year.
yeah, for what's his name from the Dallas, but oh no, and the what's my guy name in with the Browns,
Garrett.
Garrett. I heard his name come up with the Miles Garrett and for the
Micah Parsons.
Michael Parsons joint. But like I said, everybody available to get traded for the right price. But I'm not trying to bring in Max Crosby if we trading Jalen Carter. Like I don't need that.
Right.
Now
It's
we need
not. It's not
somebody
as
in the middle.
scary.
Like it ain't
Right.
even the same. Like it ain't my vision for
Right.
Max Crosby to the Eagles if Jalen Carter ain't in the middle of that defense.
Yeah, it
So
makes no sense.
but yeah, so I think like you said, they ain't in a rush. They they get to stuff whenever they got it on their board to get to it. They got other moves they looking at right now. And
And
100%.
hey,
plus, if we
let me
being,
ask you
if we,
something.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and to be honest, who don't get paid in Philly? You produce, you gonna get paid. This
Yeah,
ain't Dallas. Dallas the one that slow roll you to the last possible minute and then give you way more than you deserve, and then you get hurt. We don't do that over here in Philly. We pay, we reward you.
ahead of time usually.
You go ahead and perform, you get a bag.
Hey, who y'all think we should we kind of talked about this, I think, on the last one, but I want to get what you think. What you think we should go in the first round? Would you got your eyes on something?
Yeah, two guys. I wrote a huge blog about it. Yeah, Sadiq or Lemon. I think that those
Oh,
are
okay.
our two first two moves. My third move would be if we could not get either of them, and then obviously the trenches were slacking there. You got Landon Dickerson. We don't know what we're gonna get out of him. He Tyler Steen. Well, we thought that he was ready. Seems like he wasn't ready at all. Even though we got Fred Johnson back, and I think we should
Big
put
Fred.
yeah, I think we should put him in that position where Steen is, similar to what we did with Makai Becton. And Makai Becton's still out there, so there is potential that we could still pick him up and put him in that role. At the end of the day, we do need to add a little bit more protection, because we've seen what happened with the run game, right? The run game decreased like drastically. And so, um, yeah, I'm excited to see if we do go with the first two picks that I said. But if we don't, obviously go get an offensive lineman. We need to fix the trenches again. That's where our bread and butter always been as a Philly fan. We were always dominant right there. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, DP probably could have got 1,000 yards on the season. You know what I mean? Because of our line. So, I mean,
Well,
yeah. So, I think that that's where our three moves should be. Um, Outside of that, man, it's really up in the air. I mean, there's a couple of holes. Obviously, we got rid of Reed Blankenship, which I thought was a horrible move last year, giving away C.J. Garner Johnson, who was the kind of the soul of our team. I think it should have been the other way around. I think we should have kept CJ and got rid of Reed if it was my choice. But now we don't got neither of them, and then both of them went to Texans. You know what I mean? And so, and now you find C.J. Garner Johnson over there with who is he with now? The Bears? No, he was with the Bears. Now he's
he went
Buffalo.
to maybe Buffalo.
Yeah, I think he's with Buffalo now. But we need Andrew Makuba. I mean, what are we going to get from him at safety? So we're going to need some safety help. But I'm not worried whatsoever in the secondary. I mean, our secondary looks lethal. With adding Reek there. Now we got that number 2 spot. We got Quinion Mitchell. We got Coop right there in the nickel. Not really worried about that. And then we got Andrew coming back. I'd love to see what we do with another safety. I definitely think that adding another safety would just help that defense even more. But again, it starts both sides on the trenches. We've been fantastic, not having. When we went to the Super Bowl, we didn't have to blitz because the trenches were so good. So I would like to see us back to that caliber where there's not so much pressure on our secondary. Then we can kind of move around and do a couple more things. But that's what I feel is kind of our needs right there, is at that safety position, obviously, where there's going to be a hole that needs to be filled with Nakobe Dean gone. He was a big asset and to that
My
to
dog.
that. Huh? Dom didn't like that.
That's it. Nah, we
Oh no, I
always
was
was.
shedding a tear.
Yeah, we was
Oh
on
yeah,
we was on Dean way
I was.
before the rest
Yeah,
of Philly Nation was on Dean.
yeah. When everybody was hating on Dean, we was on Dean.
Hmm
It was a bittersweet moment for me because me and DP, we actually went to the Super Bowl thing. We got to meet him, take a picture, kind of talk to
Yeah,
him
he
about
a
it.
cool dude.
Yeah, very cool dude. The thing about it is that as you all are shedding tears, I shedded a tear when I heard that he got traded, but when I seen where he got traded to, I live 8 minutes away from his house. So I'm like, yo, this is gonna be cool because now I'm getting into that organization and be able to interview. Uh, it's just not feeling like I don't
Right.
see, like I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like he a Raider, but in my heart he's still an Eagle. So when I like
Yeah,
have when
for
I do
sure.
have
Yeah,
when I have
him not going to Dallas was good enough for
yeah
me
yeah
because
Yeah,
that was
me too.
I
Yeah,
can't blame him for going to get his money.
oh
yeah,
100%. Go get your money for sure.
Hmm.
It's a business. At the end of the day,
exactly.
if another
Yeah,
job offers you, you know what I mean, some more
right.
money, you finna
Gotta
take
go
that
get
job.
that. Gotta get it.
So when I do have that opportunity in the near future to have that conversation, it's gonna be kind of weird, you know what I mean? But it's gonna feel good. Like I still feel like he an eagle to me, you know what I mean? So um but
That's
yeah,
usually how them guys be anyway, though. Like, especially if you started off your career in Philly, you and you did well. You an Eagle forever, basically.
Hmm.
yeah, and that's how I feel about him. But yeah, we gotta see what we get out of Campbell back there, man. You still got the ball eagle back there.
Yeah, Jeremiah Trotter Jr.,
Yeah, you
Smile
got
London.
yeah. I mean, you got some players over there just to see.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
see.
yeah. Well, I think we straight. I think we solid at linebacker still.
Yeah. So the first two levels, I'm very confident enough, and then just adding Max, like you guys said, like that would just that
We add
change.
Max.
Man,
We add Max. That's a wrap.
so what
Yeah.
we already got, yeah, that's it.
The other thing that it does for us that which is really really great, what I love about the Philadelphia Eagles is the rotation. So when you're thinking about people who get typically injured every season is because they have so much pressure on them to perform at every single snap. You got to
Hmm.
produce. With Max, he just got to do what he does. And I mean, I wouldn't say bare minimum, but I would say just go out there and play football. Be when you play the game that you love and you love to do it and it's fun again, there's just a different side, you know what I mean, that it brings out of you. So I think
It puts us in a position where somebody is going to be one on one. Just win your
yeah.
matchup.
Yeah,
Win
because
your
you can't
one on one matchup.
yeah, you
That's
can't
all you gotta do.
and that's what we would want. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't double team everybody. You know what
Right.
I mean? so you just gonna have to pick your poison, and then yeah, I love that though, man. I
I'm
would love that.
excited to see what we're going to get out of Joe Tryon, out of Tampa Bay. He's an edge rusher, drafted by Tampa Bay, but he kind of been a journeyman in between. But he could potentially be one of those diamond in the rough type picks where we look back and be like, damn, how we did it again. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. And you're 9 times out of 10, I would say that when you're coming into a Vic Fangio system, right? Uh, you're gonna learn and you're gonna grow anyway. So we have been notorious of bringing in players and they stock value go up. So
Hmm.
I'm excited about that though.
If he can take the opportunity, because I mean, you got some players like Huff who came in here and just didn't really do much uh, with the opportunities that he was given. Now he did get hurt. Maybe it wasn't the best system fit, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work.
Yeah, I think it was more mental than anything else
Yeah, I'm sure it
because
was mental too.
yeah. But were you gonna jump back into that Jalen Hurts thing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's get into it. But
What
what I
y'all
was
saying about
saying,
Jalen?
so basically, just to give a little bit of backstory about, we got to keep it real about how we got here. Initially, I talked about Jalen Hurts being benched for Tua back in college and still having to deal with that adversity. Going to Oklahoma, finishing second in the Heisman race, basically turning himself into the guy that we see today in Philadelphia. But along the way, even being drafted in 2020, for one, I got to admit, at face value, I did not like the fact that we took Hurts so high. I was cool with taking Hurts, but not in the second round because we had just paid Carson Wentz, and we were so desperate for wide receiver help or any kind of weapon on the offensive side I'm gonna be honest. I was pissed when we drafted Hurts in the second round. But he gets here. You know, things go very wrong with Carson Wentz, and he ends up getting put in the last 4 games of the season, and it starts to give us hope again. That well, we could have something out of this young guy. And then he comes back the next year, has a full season under his belt. Um, we end up having to change the playbook midway through the season to a very run focused, run heavy offense. And it's really from that moment on, the sky has been the limit for Hurts. Um, Obviously, no player is perfect, but he's continued to progress every season that he's been in this league. And, you know, it came to his apex in 2022 initially, where he makes it all the way to a Super Bowl under Shane Steichen. And basically, from that point on, that first Super Bowl against Kansas City, I saw all that I needed to see out of Jalen Hurts from a leadership standpoint, from a playmaking standpoint, and basically, even though his one mistake was dire, I still don't think that cost us the game personally, because even after that fumble, we did go into the half with a 10-point lead, by the way. Uh, I don't put that game on Hurts. I actually came out of that game feeling much better than going into that game about our future at the quarterback position and what he could bring to the table. Um, at that point, it was nothing really that you could tell me negative about Hurts. And then we fast forward to 2024, we make it back to another Super Bowl and win this one with him balling out again. Um, it just solidified everything that I had learned in 2022. Um, I continue to see him progress, and his style of play isn't a flashy style of play. He's not going to give you 5,000 passing yards in the season. He's not going to give you 50 passing touchdowns in the season. But what he will give you is a low interception ratio. He's going to make smart moves with the ball, and he's not going to force anything. Um, Still dangerous with his legs, even though every year he's kind of eased up on running the ball. And some of that could have been play calling. Last year, we already know the spot that we were in with play calling. But with all of these recent reports I can't even say recent, because every year is something negative that comes out about Hurts. But the most recent report that's come out about Hurts being the problem in Philly, him being the main reason why the passing game has been pedestrian. Um, it's really just I think it's just something for people to talk about. I really personally, and I give the floor to y'all. If Hurts doesn't get any better than what he currently is for the rest of his career, I'm okay with that. How do y'all feel about that point?
You want me to go?
Whichever.
Either.
Oh yeah, well, you know me, I'm cool. I'm cool with Jalen. Now, as far as getting better, like, nah, there's two things I can say about that. I'm always looking for everybody to be trying to continue to get better,
Of
and we know
course.
that's I know that's what Jalen gonna do. But that's one thing I like about Jalen is he gonna always try to do, you know what I'm saying? Especially whatever people talking about. They say I can't do this, boom, he gonna come back that next year and probably do that or whatever. They say I'm throwing too many interceptions, he gonna come back that next year. He probably ain't gonna barely throw none or whatever. But to directly answer the question, if he was to like kind of give us what he been giving us, um, I really can't even. First of all, I'm not mad at it now, so I really can't be mad at it. He go out there and do what a lot of teams wish they quarterback would do, is like go out there and win the game by any means necessary. Like people say that until it's time to start, excuse me, critiquing certain stuff or whatever, then they want to change the narrative, like, oh nah, he ain't doing this or whatever. But then when they gotta go out there and mess up, they wish, ah dang, he could have just, if he would have just, you know, won the game, when to try to do all that extra stuff. Because how many times we done seen Patrick Mahomes, who any of these guys, they go out there, they pretty much got the game or whatever, and they throwing unnecessary interceptions. Now Mahomes will try to come back and still winning at the end, but a lot of times them dudes just putting the ball in harm's way, doing unnecessary stuff, and they end up losing the game. You don't really see that out of Hurts. And I think a lot of stuff that we don't get to see out of Hurts progression wise is us with the different offensive coordinators and stuff of that nature. The and we kind of always point back to it, but the time that he did have a little consistency there, we seen what it looked like. I think if he would have got another year with my guy that went to New Orleans, what's his name? Um, what's the dude who became the New Orleans head coach? Yeah, but him. If we,
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
I feel like if we would have had Kellen Moore for another year, man, him and Jalen would have put some. Because I feel like him and Kellen Moore didn't really start gelling into the playoffs. Like I feel like we kind of used that whole season, and then I feel like that the playoff run, you kind of started seeing him and Hurts kind of like getting on the same page in the offense and stuff like that. So I feel like had we would have gone into that next year, they really would have known each other. We would have seen more out of the offense. They would have known what to expect out of Kellen Moore and his system or whatever. He would have known Jalen and the players a little bit more. But it seemed like it took to the playoffs for them to even kind of start gelling. But like I said, to directly answer that question, I like how Jalen played the game because he pretty much gonna go out there and do whatever is necessary to win a game. And to me, I felt like that's what Tom Brady always did. As much as he won, and now people lean on just the winning part, they forget how he did it. Like if you go back and look at Brady and Bill Belichick, they went into every game doing exactly what they needed to do to win the game. And we didn't see plenty of games. Tom Brady just don't do nothing the whole game. He come with a last minute drive, win the game, and they be like, "Look, Brady." But if you go back and look at the game, Brady really didn't do nothing the whole game, but he came and did what he needed to do at the end of the game to win the game. And they gonna go in there with that type of game plan. Belichick gonna go in there. If you good at running the ball, he gonna take the run away. Or if you can't start the run, he gonna go in there with Brady. Brady just gonna hand that thing off and make the throws that he need to make. And that's what I like about Hurts. He ain't out there trying to force stuff just so he can get his stats or make it look good. He gonna go out there and do what he need to do to win the game. So I ain't mad at it. But like I said, outside of directly answering that question, I'm always looking for all my players to continue to get better.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really real. He has to get better. I'm gonna come with that. In the areas of what we've seen when he played, when we just like, okay, let me piggyback. I'll first piggyback what Dom said. I think all of us was holding our breaths and hoping that the whole gelling between Kellen Moore and the offense was gonna happen this past season with oh boy Kevin Patula. We was all like, maybe we gonna figure it out. I think that's where a lot of the hope came from, is from Kellen Moore. So I agree, they started gelling. And I wish we would have had him for one more year because it would have been lethal the following year. Now, with that being said, there was some things, though, in that Kellen Moore offense, like throwing away the ball, quit taking the big sacks, slide. When nothing is open, don't force the football. Run the football. We know you for your legs, so use your legs. So there's a lot of other little things that I think that he can improve on, and his reading. Outside of that, I would love for him to fix those types of things that are, I would say, I'm not a quarterback, but I would say for quarterbacks' sake, like it's easy to fix. Those are not like, so he needs to fix his mechanics or things like that, or he doesn't know how to read a playbook or anything crucial. It's just little things like that in decision making when you got to make it really, really quick. Outside of that, though, I want to bring up a couple of things. He played 93 games in the league, passing yards 17,891 yards. He had 110 touchdowns to 45 interception, completion rate is 64.4. Now, he did have 3,554 rushing yards, with 43 of those being touchdowns in the league, which is fastest to 40 to 50 in the NFL history. He has 352 completions with 538 attempts, makes it about a 68.7%. Now, with that being said, even though that might be cool, what's most impressive to me with Jalen Hurts, now everybody can criticize, and I'm tired of the criticism of him, by the way, but they can say what they want at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts with the whole they were talking about verticals is what they were trying to criticize on that. It wasn't Kevin Petula that called that play. It was Jalen Hurts who's calling the plays. When you don't have trust in your offensive coordinator, those types of things is going to happen. You're going to be like, yeah, we need to win this ball game, so let me do this. Or I see this in the offense, let me try this, right? At this particular time, he's trying to win football games. And what do we know from Jalen Hurts? He knows how to win football games. He's won football games. So I will carry that into the playoffs. In the playoffs, he has 10 games played. He's 6-4, y'all. He has 171 completions to 256. That makes it about 66.8% completion rate. Okay. Yards attempt is 7-1, and passing touchdowns is 10. Out of all these years, pay attention to this, y'all. Whoever's watching, only 3 interceptions
in the playoffs.
Where it matters the most. So I'm going to take a quarterback, for me, that is not going to turn the ball over like that, right? I'm going to take a quarterback in all them years that he played, in the 10 games he played, in the playoffs, where it matters the most, because all of them are playing for what? A Super Bowl. He's only thrown 3 interceptions. And not one of those cost him a game out of those 6-4 record. Not one of them. So I'm going to take that. I think he is going to evolve. I think he is going to change some things. There is some things that are shaking up. I heard some things from Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley. That is pretty promising, that he's saying that he's liking what Sean Mannion is doing. I like how we hired 3 individuals that could be potential offensive coordinators, but they all have their own roles within the offense. And so I'm excited for the season and see what Jalen Hurts does under this system, as he has what a lot of people fail to realize. How many systems is this now since he played
6
football?
or 7. 6 or 7.
Right? Like you have to be a brilliant mind to be able to adapt to that many systems and be this great at everything that I just mentioned. So for me, the Jalen Hurts criticism goes out the door. And he was invited to the Super Bowl amongst the legends and had his own jacket for a reason. They didn't just call him up and be like, "Are you available?" You know what I mean? So it's because of who he is as a human being. He is a great leader. I think that there's some other things. I think we're looking for that outspoken type of quarterback, and that's not him. He's one of those dudes you just got to wear all black with a little hat and snap your fingers, because he does more poetry. You know what I'm saying? So, but out of that, you can grab some really great things from him. And he has really great questions. When you see the off-season tape, he asks all the players really good questions. What do you fear the most? Different things. You know what I'm saying? That really challenges the players. So I think we're good. We're in good hands. I think we're fine. I wouldn't worry about the whole. There's been trade rumors. You know what I mean? We can crush. That's not going to happen.
Man, there's fans out there making that stuff or making it seem like it's a rumor.
I'm tired of hearing
in
that.
the Philly media.
Yeah.
Now,
That's what I was speaking to earlier.
Let me ask you all that, because this has been the biggest thing in my mind, because I'm covering right now. I'm covering NHL, and I'm covering the ice and things like that. And I'm looking at the Flyers, and I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, I'm watching Dodger baseball, and I'm hearing about the Phillies. Is it just Philly media that's that bad? Are we that bad in Philly that our own media is like talking this much stuff? Like it's like in every sport, bro. Like they have something bad to say about our team. Why? Like what? It's our team, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, I understand being real, but at the same time, talking down is where I'm like, yo, come on.
I think it's all about clicks for them. They say whatever is gonna get the most views, whatever is gonna get, because Philly fans probably one of the easier fan bases to get riled up. So once you say something kind of explosive or divisive, they coming. But as media, there is no such thing as bad press. So if you got 30 comments that's all negative, the algorithm just see 30 comments. So at the end of the day, it's really just all about engagement. And I think they hone in on that more so than other sports media.
It's like, damn, can we say one good thing? Just
Right.
one. I'm just like, damn.
And even on top of that, I just really think like, and DP said all the time that fan base is just split on, especially like when it comes to like Jalen and Nick Sirianni. Is like you got the fan base that rock with him, and then you got the other half of the fan base that don't, and then it's always a clash. Even like people on the same podcast, like you'll see a lot of
Mhm.
these shows, which I'm sure some of that is for what you just said. You want to create a dynamic on the show where I'm for this side, I'm for that side. But I do really think some of them guys really feel like that, and it's like I like Jalen, the other dude like, well, I don't like him, and then I think they just kind of play off of that or whatever. But I don't know what that. I don't know. It's Philly media. It's the fans running with it, and then that's the thing too. Because if somebody in Philly media say it, now you got other NFC East teams that gonna go. Hey, look at what y'all
Mhm.
own
I
fans
told you.
saying.
I told
They
you.
now they gonna now they gonna grab it. They gonna put it all over the net. Now you know what I'm saying. So that's a whole thing too. With the fan bases going back and forth, trying to get on each other. Especially if something come out about Philly, they gonna grab that and try to throw it in Philly fans faces and stuff like that too. But man, I don't be paying them dudes no attention, man. I really believe a lot of that stuff. You can tell how they talking 9 times out of 10. Oh, he just saying that for clicks, especially when it be a new person on the scene. It's like, bro, you trying to get your name out there, and I
Mhm.
think one of the fastest ways to do it is to say something negative about Philly because they gonna post that all over the net, and it's gonna have your name attached to
I sure will.
it.
Hey, but tell me this. Currently, where y'all have Hurts ranked in your top 10?
And let me say this too, going back to what he was saying about Hurts got to get better. I do agree with that. Now
I do
I
too.
do agree. I agree with everything he said. I was just answering the part of what if he don't. But
Right.
I do agree that it is stuff that he need to get. Hell, it ain't
Any
no quarterback.
quarterback though.
That's why I was about to say it ain't no quarterback out there that I can point to and be like, you know what, he great with what he. Because I can point something out that all them quarterbacks do
All of them.
that is detrimental to their team and
Mhm.
they style of play or
Even
whatever.
Pat.
Yeah, Pat. Oh yeah, he one of the biggest culprits. That boy
Mhm.
throw an interception in a minute, but but just wow. And bro, what was you doing? But anyway, um, but yeah, I just wanted to say I do agree with his stuff that Jalen got to get better at. I was just saying that I like his style of play and what he got going on now. And if he didn't get better, I do like that. He gonna go out there and win the game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where you
Well,
got him, Mike? Where would you
oh,
rank?
top 10.
Where you got
So
him
so
ranked
so
as the top 10?
so when we talk about top now, let me just set the table here because a lot of people have different opinions. You have three different ways to look at this top 10, right? Now we talking all time, or we talking about the
No, we talking
ability.
about current. We talking about current NFL
Yeah,
starting
yeah,
quarterbacks.
yeah. But we're
Mhm.
talking about their career wise all time, or we talking about their ability to win when it matters the most. Like like set the table, and so I can really digest
I
because
mean,
the way
what's
I
your
view you,
your
the way
your
I
top
view.
10? Your top 10 best or favorite quarterbacks.
See, I got Jalen Hurts at 3, y'all. And y'all gonna hate me for that, but I got him at number 3 right now, and it's because you got Patrick Mahomes at number 1, and
Hmm.
then it's really a toss up. You know, you got to put Josh up there probably at number 2,
I ain't mad at
maybe.
it. I ain't mad
May,
at Josh here too.
yeah, and then you put Jalen Hurts at 3 because of his ability to win football games in the playoffs when it matters the most, and he has a Super Bowl MVP. Then you got to go Lamar. And then after that, it kind of shuffles because I can't put Joe Burrow at number 5. And here's the reason why. A lot of people probably won't like this take, but it's okay. It's my take. It's my opinion. I can't put Joe Burrow up there is because in the last since the Super Bowl, since he made the Super Bowl, we haven't seen him start off the season great, have a great season, and stay healthy throughout the whole entire season. Like we haven't seen Joe Burrow be at his best yet for quite some time. I think it's been about what 3 years now.
Hmm.
About 3 years.
So
Yep.
in the 3 year time frame, he has to drop. We're talking 2026 now season, and if you talking currently, he has to drop, and you're gonna have to put Matt Stafford there. You know what I'm saying? Number 5. He won a Super Bowl. He wins in the playoffs. I gotta put him there. Then you probably could put Joe Burrow next in line, and then it's just whoever you like the most after that. Uh, but
You got somebody agreeing with you, kinda. At
for the
least
most
on
part,
Hurts.
yeah,
At
yeah.
least on Hurts.
Well, he has a top. We have the same top 5, just in different um areas. 6 is Burrow. Yeah, see, um,
I'm
yeah,
not mad with that top 3.
and even this, yeah, I'm not mad at that either. Even this, Lamar might fall off after this year if he
True.
can't win. He can't
True.
win either because he had a stacked defense. He had 2 tight ends, 3 wide receivers, a running back in Derrick Henry, and he still couldn't get it done. So I don't even have Lamar probably in that top 5. He gonna drop 2 this year if he.
I said that. I said Lamar done had a few teams where it was like
Yeah, man.
If Jalen would have won with that same team, they would have called it a super team.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yeah. I mean, that team in the beginning of the season was supposed to be a super team.
Yeah.
But it didn't turn out that way. But yet they called us a super team after we got into the playoffs and won the Super Bowl and BTA, those teams. Then we was a super team, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I think
Exactly.
I think that's where I think that's what I would have. I'll go 6 because everything else is up for debate after that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him at number. I got him at 2.
Yeah.
I
And
got him at 2.
And I'm not mad at that either.
Mahomes,
I like that.
It hurts.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go. Then I got Josh Allen at 3.
Yep. I like that.
Well, I say this. I'm always back and forth between Josh Allen and Stafford because I can make an argument for either one of them being at 3.
Yeah.
And Stafford
The only
actually
thing,
got the ring.
yeah, that's the only thing that holds it. If Josh had a ring, then there's no conversation.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. That's why I say I'm always back and forth. My 3 is sometimes I'm Josh Allen and I'm like, nah, it's Stafford. But that's my 3 is probably Josh Allen or Stafford right there. But
and the only reason
I got Hurts at 2.
Yeah, the only reason why I put Jalen at 3 is honestly I didn't want to be a homer. You know what I mean? But I've told DP I think he had 2, man. Like I just rattled off. He only 3 interceptions, bro. He won a Super Bowl, been to the Super Bowl twice. He's been to the playoffs every single year that he's been a starter. Like, what more do you want? Like,
what do
here's my and I also got him top 2 right behind Pat. But my reasoning isn't necessarily just because he went to 2 Super Bowls or just because he's the Super Bowl MVP. I've seen, when you look at these top guys, I've seen them all fold in the playoffs. Outside of Pat, they've all folded as some. When we talk about Josh Allen, probably one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league today, folds every year.
Origami, I'm talking about.
Lamar Jackson have an MVP season where it looked like he can't be beat, get to the playoffs, and turn into Freddie Jackson.
You know what? I don't mean to cut you off, but that reminds me because this year I would say that Josh Allen had the easiest
This was his best opportunity to go to a Super Bowl.
With no juggernauts, no Lamar, nobody really. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your opportunity to go get one, and he didn't do it, bro.
I felt the same way about the Rams too, with that defense and Puka and what they do, nothing.
Folded. So
origami.
That's my main reason, because
and they're done. I think they're done. I'll be honest.
It feels like it just feels like they don't keep that same energy when it comes to Hurts as they do for all these other quarterbacks. They make 1,001 excuses for, Josh Allen didn't have this, or Lamar Jackson didn't have that, or if you give what Hurts have on a yearly basis to any one of these other guys, they will have 5 or 6 Super Bowls. I don't believe.
If my aunt was a man, that would be my uncle.
There you go.
Yeah, that's why I brought up the Rams, because they pretty much had They had a great
They had
team.
a squad.
Their defense was going crazy. They
Mm-hmm.
got Stafford at quarterback. That's their golden child. They got Puka and Devontae Adams at wide receiver. They love the guy who got a running back. He ain't even fumbling no more. I'm saying they didn't have no, and everybody was saying they was going to the Super Bowl. They didn't even go to the NFC Championship game.
Man.
Yeah, and I
So
think
I'm
that window closed now. Honestly, I
Rams
think
window?
I think it's done. Like if you
I
can't
don't
win,
know.
I mean, look at that division is getting better.
Yeah, I mean, but that division always been somewhat good. With just
I mean,
what you
look at what
consider.
the. I mean, outside of the plant, we'll see what happens with the power plant. But with San Francisco,
Say, friend.
With San Francisco adding those two wide receivers there, that adds depth to the wide receiver room,
Who they
right?
had?
Mike Evans and
Oh yeah,
Yeah, more,
yeah.
more,
He
more of
yeah.
what
Mike
they got
Evans ain't.
though. He right at home.
Yeah, Mike. Look. He already broke down. Then you gonna put him with the power plant? It's over for Mike, man. He ain't
Yeah,
even. You might as well just take him off the roster. Who else
yeah.
they got? Who else they brought over there?
100%.
Who
But
was the other wide receiver?
they got two of them. Let me see. Man, I can't keep up with all the 32 teams.
Mike been by a power plant in his last few years
He lived by a power plant.
in Tampa.
Let's see to San Francisco. Well, they got Christian Kirk.
Yeah, Christian Kirk.
Okay, yeah, I
That was
like
the other.
Christian Kirk.
Christian
Yes.
Kirk, Demarcus Robinson, Sky Moore. So I mean, rotational pieces.
That's
I
straight.
am interested to see what's
But it's
going on.
but the key is this is a West Coast offense, right?
Right.
So it's a little bit different when you're looking at it because they
Yeah, I
don't
like that
utilize.
lineup.
Yeah, they don't utilize everybody like that. Everybody not gonna be like that. It's just the
Yeah,
production.
I like that lineup for them,
Yeah,
especially
I'm
if
I'm
Mike stay healthy.
I'm almost inclined with what 803 saying right here. I'm almost inclined to kick Herbert out of my top 10 because he can he win a playoff game? Did he win a playoff game this past year?
Who they
did he?
played?
Let me see the Chargers.
I can't remember. I think he threw some interceptions though,
Oh, he definitely threw some interceptions.
as usual. Hey, how many career interceptions that man got in the playoffs?
I don't know because it seemed like he throw them in bunches when he throw them.
He ain't been that many times, but he probably got a bunch of interceptions. What he got? Two, 3 playoff appearances.
Let's see.
If he won a game this year, then he probably got like probably played like 4 playoff games.
I don't know if he won. There's
Zero.
only one.
Yeah, zero.
Okay,
He
so
he
yeah,
he, he 0-3.
I can't put you in the top
Okay.
10, bro. If you ain't even won a playoff game at this point in your career with
Especially
what you supposed to be.
exactly with how they talk about him. Man, come on.
Yeah, it's similar to the whole conversation with Dak Prescott as well, right? Like great regular season quarterbacks that can't just get over the hump, right? Like Lamar Jackson is in that conversation. Josh Allen is now in that
Yeah,
conversation.
that's
Even
it.
Dak didn't win a playoff game though.
Dak and Lamar.
Yeah,
Dak,
they have. I think
Lamar is the AFC Dak.
yeah. You know what?
Real.
And you know what's crazy is I had really high hopes for Justin Herbert. I did.
I didn't.
Not me.
I never saw what everybody else saw to Herbert. Now it wasn't even on no hating stuff. It was just it's kind of like where I put Caleb. It's like it's a wait and see type thing. I'm not gonna say he trash. I'm not gonna say he great. It's just like I'm just waiting for more data. And that's what I was doing with Herbert. But he keep on throwing up on himself when he get to the playoffs. I
Yes.
just
For the
don't
longest,
see
he couldn't even get there. Then when he
right.
got there, he went to bed. I feel the same way about what's my guy name? He did a little bit better this year.
Trevor
Trevor
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Now
he's gotten better.
he's
Yeah.
gotten better.
For sure, he's
I'm
gonna be
still on the
But
wait
that
and
was a
see with
one-off.
him.
This was one season, so I ain't
Yeah,
even gonna say he got better. He got a better season.
he had a better season.
It's almost the same journey as I would say as the start of a journey is. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be as great, but like Peyton Manning, right? When he first came in, he wasn't
Yeah,
great.
that's what they be trying to say.
Yeah,
Hmm.
But
and
I
it
ain't
always
really, I don't got nothing against Herbert or Trevor Lawrence. It's just the fact that how the media try to talk about them guys and they don't be doing nothing. They be
Right.
talking about them like they doing something though. It's like, bro, what? If Hurts was doing exactly what they was doing, man, they'll
oh
crush
yeah,
him. They crushing
oh
him now.
yeah.
He winning. So so if he was doing what they was doing, if he had their career stat for stat, man, what?
Especially with four
Hurts would be
playoff
somewhere
interceptions in one
doing.
game.
If Hurts did exactly what they did, he'd be somewhere doing security at Ross right now, right
They got
beside
more
Gil.
interceptions in
Man,
one game than
not at Ross, nigga.
That's
Not at Ross, nigga.
that's
Yeah,
what they have him at.
you could have said Coles, but you said Ross, my nigga. Yeah,
they got more playoff interceptions in one game than Hurts got in his whole playoff career.
for
That's
sure.
true.
That's for sure. And
Numbers
the whole
don't lie.
CJ Stroud thing, man. Yeah, I was a little disappointed this season. I mean, that's the worst you will
Yeah,
probably ever see him.
I
he
hope
let me
so.
Get
down.
yeah a whole game. That's probably the
He
worst.
let
Cause
me down this season,
that
but
defense nasty.
The defense is too good, bro.
he let
It's
me
just
down this season. But I want to see how he bounces back.
yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely think he will bounce
And
back.
they
I
better
do.
tighten up that old line.
Yeah, that's where it starts. That's where it starts with that O line. They need to go ahead and put the screws to it. And
So I have a question for y'all. What do you guys think about Swoop having a kid?
Who?
who?
Swoop, our mascot.
Swoop?
Swoop.
Oh, Swoop. I thought he. I thought
I
he
ain't know
said.
what he said.
I thought he said Sewell. I was like, who the hell is Sewell? I'm thinking like I'm like that's somebody's nickname probably. I was like, who you talking about? Sewell. Sewell.
Nah, I'm playing with you. I'm trolling.
But nah,
Breaking the
that's
ice. Huh?
The
I
Swoop that had a
mean
baby bird.
Nah, but
we're gonna call him Chip.
no, they better not. We don't want to hear that in Philly. Nah, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season, man. Definitely with the Philly. I'm in a place in my mind where I'm just like,
Ready
okay,
for the
let me
draft.
yeah, and I'm like, let me see what happens in that. Let me see what happens post June 1st, and then we can get really to the nitty
Yeah,
gritty.
that's when we gonna really try to. That's when we really gonna start figuring out what's kind of going on. Post June
Mhm.
1st, that's when we gonna really be able to start putting some pieces together
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
So,
because
figure
we'll
out what
know.
we.
but every
We'll know.
year, every year, and to the people who are watching, man, it's always a great year for the Philadelphia Eagles. We always playing at the highest level, so I'm not too worried at all.
Yeah, I hope we actually utilize these running backs we done brought in.
Mhm.
Who do we bring in?
Well, we still got
We,
Tank, and
yeah,
then
we
we
still
I was
got
happy.
Tank.
I was happy about that. I was
yeah,
We
happy.
got
and
I was
Damian
then
Pierce.
I was nervous. I was a little nervous, like, man, if they don't bring this boy back. I was a little nervous.
I
But
think he
yeah,
still had 1 year or something
He
though.
did. He's
I
still on
think
contract.
yeah, I think he was still
okay,
like on that. He had one more year on the contract they brought him over on, so we ain't had to make no decisions. So,
perfect.
um, and then we brought Damian Pierce, and I really liked him with the his first couple
The
years with the
Houston,
Texans. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
So if he can come in and just be some help with Tank and Saquon, hey, that's a dynamic three-headed monster, right? It got the potential to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still got what's his name? 28.
Oh, Shipley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shipley too.
I
Will.
like Ship Dog.
I like
Yeah.
Shipley.
Oh,
I
Ship
like.
Dog.
Yeah, I would love. Yeah, who's returning the kicks right now?
Nobody.
Whoever
That's what
back there. We
we
still
figured
got
that
Covey.
out.
We still got Covey on the roster, but it really just
We,
depends on
Oh,
who.
Britain, right? Britain. He was.
man, hell nah.
Yeah.
See how I Covey, he's straight at returning the ball. It seemed like he got better and better. But the thing about it is we don't use him for nothing else. So
For
I feel
nothing
like
else.
you
He
wasting a
taking up a
roster
roster
spot
spot.
to never return the kick. Like, come on, man. We can find somebody else back that's gonna play during the game and return the kick. So I think every year we really just trying to figure it out.
This year in
Hopefully,
particular was different though, because it seemed like everybody was trying to figure out like who to put back there. Like
Yeah.
around the league, it wasn't just us. Like nobody really had. Maybe a handful of teams had like a bona fide return man,
yeah,
but
like
outside of
Dallas.
that, it just seemed like they just, hey, you want to return it? Go ahead, and they just let them do it.
I think Pierce can return kicks. I don't know. We gonna let him do it, but
Right, because they were
I,
saying that about Tank.
yeah, I heard
right.
some. There's been some talks about Taysom Hill coming through.
To
He
Philly.
can keep
Yeah,
Taysom where the hell he at. We
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
I'm good on Taysom.
yeah.
he could return some kicks.
Yeah,
Definitely return some
he can
kicks.
keep that
Yeah.
Swiss Army knife wherever in New
Mm.
Orleans.
Yeah.
But now
Nah.
that's all.
So
That's
so
all I
outs-
really had. Go ahead.
so so outside of the Vrabel and Diana thing, what else we what else we
I
got?
mean, really, I'm just ready. I'm just ready, and I say this every week. I'm just ready for this AJ thing to be over. Like whether he's staying, whether he going, I'm ready for it to come to the head. And unfortunately, it looked like it's gonna drag out to June.
Oh, for sure.
Hopefully it don't make it out the draft. Hopefully we get some come across the ticker in the first round. He been traded to
Max
such and
Crosby
such.
to the
We
Eagles
done
for
moved
AJ
up. We
Brown.
done, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Max
my
Crosby to the Eagles. I want everybody to be like, man, they cheating.
So I'm just ready for the AJ Brown saga to be over because really it's just been drawn out way too long.
Yes. There's a 91.1% chance.
All
That
right.
he's gonna get traded.
I'm talking about Max. That he's gonna stay with the Raiders, and the next one up is us. So,
Yeah, we got to make them offer they can't refuse.
Mm-hmm.
mhm. So the odds is great. I mean, we behind the team that he on. So if they want to get rid of him, uh, now's the time.
I mean,
I
if
don't
it's out
know,
there to be
803.
done, how are we gonna make some shake?
Right.
I feel like
I
this is
don't
the only problem. This is what I was gonna mention. The only problem I think, Dom, you asked me the question. You asked me the question of the draft when you was asking me about the draft and who was
Yeah.
a point I forgot to make was last year when we was doing the draft live right here on Sports Lounge Media, and you can follow us at www.sportsloungemedia.com. You like how I added that, but
Hmm.
what I was gonna say is last year DP. Correct me if I'm wrong, but nobody was trying to pick up their phone for us. It was like it wasn't
Yeah.
until the Kansas City Chiefs, like we used
Oh yeah,
to.
yeah.
We've been spoiled to be like he makes a phone call. We gonna go up in this draft and we gonna get these two players or do this and that. We didn't do nothing in that first round
Man, they didn't.
outside of getting Jahad Campbell, and that was just to move up one
But that
spot.
wasn't for lack of trying though. Like you said, they just weren't picking up the
Picking
phone
up
for
they
Howard.
weren't pick they won't pick up the phone for the man
They
no
didn't
more.
put. Hey, man, the scoop is out, man. They know what's up
Yeah.
with How he got his shiesty on. He looking to come. he, he looking
They
to come take some.
they seen the caller ID and they were like, hell no, I'm good.
Yeah, they
Anybody
know it.
else?
They know if
He even
Howard come through, he got Big 30 standing at the door with the
Mm-hmm.
Draco. Now let
Mm-hmm.
me
yeah, man. So
bring me that bag.
so I would say that that's another like little thing that I think that how he's gonna have to shake up. Like he knows now, hey, notorious trade draft
He
guru.
gonna do what he always do though. I mean, he can't do nothing about that other than just call and see. Like I know they didn't
Yeah.
pick up last time, but let me call again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep.
And that's what I like. How I think that's what I like most about how he is, because he making the type of moves that other GMs ain't gonna make. Like he gonna
Yeah.
call everybody. Like he a real businessman. Like he ain't scared to pick up that phone. He ain't scared to make no calls. He ain't scared to make the deals. A lot of these dudes, and that's why we in the position that we in. Really, because how he do what he do. And I do know behind the scenes, them guys out there talking about, man, he probably won't want to pick up if Howie calling. But I mean, at the end of the day, if he call you, you answer, and he say something that you can't be dumb, be but But if he call you with an offer you can't refuse, then sometimes you just got to make the deal. Because I know even like when we did the trade with Washington to get
Cooper
uh
DeJean.
Coop, they sound like they didn't really want to make the
Right.
move, but they was like, well,
They did it.
it sounded too good, and they was like, well, we gonna go ahead. He tried to be a little stern with it, man. How he still got what he wanted at the end
I
of the
mean,
day.
we ended up with 2 number 1
Mhm.
cornerbacks, 2 all
Exactly.
pros.
Yeah,
So
let me make you feel like you made this decision.
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. So I
So I mean, it's still
This
it.
is what I would say about Howie. And if you read, if you see his documentary or his when he talks about this on the podcast, he speaks about this. A lot of these GMs, they come in here and they get handed these positions. That Howie was a different situation. He's what I teach people in business is that you got to step into that role and be
right.
that role before you're there. And that's what he did. He used to walk around with a briefcase. People used to laugh at him, and his friends used to laugh at him when he was in college because that's what he wanted to be. And then he got honored that opportunity, later down the line with the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys can go check out his story. But it goes to show you that he takes this very serious, even at a
Mm-hmm.
younger age. And so that's who he is. It's embedded into him.
Yep.
It's what he designed himself to be. These other GMs are, they handed them those
Mm-hmm.
positions. So there's a little bit of a difference between the two. That's why he don't play scared. He like
Mm-hmm.
this is my life. This is
Mm-hmm.
what I do. With these other dudes is just like I get paid. This is what I do. You know what I mean? It's different. It's a different perspective between the other ones and him. So that's why he's not afraid. I think.
Yeah, you can tell he kind of carry himself like just like you were saying, he kind of carry himself like he worked for that and he ain't gonna let nobody take that from him. And you can tell he really take pride in what he do,
Hell
and
yeah.
he care about what the city say. Because if you notice, every time they saying he did something crazy, then when he come back and fix it, he be like, "Y'all straight now? Like what's up?" Like you know what I'm saying? So, he take pride in, bringing the best players to Philly and, trying to bring them Super Bowls to the city as well. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, you can't really hate on Howie. Now, it was a little time period where Howie was pissing me off. I was ready to get him up out of there, and then he kind
And
of
it was
righted the
mostly
ship.
in the draft.
Yeah, yeah, it was mostly in the draft. And it wasn't even just like it was one. He kept like back
Mm-mm.
to back. Like Howard, what you got going on? And the Jalen Hurts thing was one of them. Because
Yeah.
at the time, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, we had just paid Carson, so it's like and I didn't even have nothing against Jalen. It was just
Not
like
nah.
it could have been Patrick
Any
Mahomes right
quarterback.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been anybody. It's like, bro, what you taking the quarterback for? Like, it could have been anybody right there. It just happened to be Jalen. So it wasn't nothing against Jalen. It was just the fact that we knew what we needed, and he was like he was getting
A
he was
quarterback.
taking the quarterback. So you could have got a wide receiver. Like this is time when
Mm-hmm.
we needed a wide receiver. We probably needed to get some more. The
Some
line was
kind of
banged up
weapon.
the year before. It was all we needed all type of stuff. So but yeah, like right, and then he had he got JJ Arthega Whiteside, and he had Rhaegar and all of these moves. It's like, all right, Howie, you might
Mm-hmm.
need to go ahead and just get on up out of here. And then he started, the Jalen thing panned out. Then he went and got Smitty. Then he ended up getting Jordan Davis, and then he was just everything started looking good. Then
Yeah.
he traded for AJ. He went and got Saquon. He's like, "Dang, Howie's that guy." He went and
Mm-hmm.
got CJ GJ. Ain't nobody really think he was gonna. He turned out to be what he was that first year we got him. And man, Howie's just willing and dealing. Then Howie always was like making moves. Like even even when he went and got Steven Nelson from Pittsburgh or whatever, when he was trying to get
Hell of a
somebody on
move.
the other side of Slay, that was a solid move. Like he always was trying to make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you can't be mad at Howie, man. Howie always trying. Even like and then he known for the mid season trade before the trade deadline. He gonna try to bring something. He went and got Jay Ajayi and all that stuff. So um yeah, at this point, man, how he solidified.
100%.
Just know it's a deal on the table right now.
Yo, yeah, how he done got something
It's a
we
deal
don't
on the
know nothing
table
about
right
it.
now. You ain't
Yo,
it's something that you ain't even realize we needed, but once it come across your ticker, you're gonna be like, you know what? Howie.
there go Howie. He got something on the table right now. Don't nobody know about it but him and Swoop.
He stopped drafting for need, and that's exactly what it is. 803. He stopped drafting for need and just started taking. I wouldn't even say that. It seemed like he was just trying to outsmart himself. like he was trying to make picks that he was he was seeing stuff in players that nobody else really was seeing instead of taking the
The
best player
obvious,
that's available.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah, the
obvious best
obvious
player.
choice.
He out there, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and bust him in the head with this Jalen Rager. They
Yeah.
ain't gonna see this one come. Bro, just
Oh,
take
he bust us in the head, all right.
yeah, just take Justin Jefferson and stop playing.
Hey,
But
but
when you see how stuff end up panning out, like now you can't even be mad at the moves no more
nah,
because we ended up like going to Super
we
Bowls and winning Super. So it's like nah,
we ended up with AJ Brown and Smitty.
Smitty, yeah. So now you can't. It's hard to be mad at the moves now since it ended up working out in the long run. But at the time,
It hurt. Having a wide receiver room, Jalen Rager, JJ Arthega-Whiteside, and Greg
Fulgham.
Ward and 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 Travis Fulgham. Ah man. Whew.
High John Hightower,
John Hightower and Quez Watkins.
Wes Watkins,
Oh man.
man.
Yeah, it was some dark times in there, but we made it through. We've been able to see what 3 Super Bowls in the past whatever seasons. Hopefully we can at least get 1 or 2 more out of this current regime before we gotta completely shake things up. Just being realistic.
Yeah, Hurts gonna get him at least 2 more.
At
You heard
least
it
two
here
more.
first.
But yeah. That's all we had to talk about tonight. But before we get out of here, we love to remind you, we love the conversation. Make sure you smash that like button. Continue to drop comments and subscribe. We have 2 goals for Sports Lounge Media. We right on the cusp of 500 subs. So go ahead and sub that up. Be sure to visit sportsloungemedia.com for all your blogs. We got the shop up and running. So if you want the merch like the polos and the quarter zips and the dad hat like Chosen got on right now, that is live on sportsloungemedia.com. Go ahead and get that merch ASAP. And we also on the verge here on Down South Philly show to 600 subs. So go ahead and sub those 2 channels up, Sports Lounge Media, Down South Philly show. We are in the building every Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, till it's no more Fridays. So go ahead and follow the journey. We'll be back next week, same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. But until then, we got to hit you with a Go Birds.
Hey, go Birds. Hey, let me say this real quick before we get out of here. And when we trade AJ and we go and when we trade AJ and we go win this next Super Bowl, this is gonna be like when Golden State let KD go and they went and got a Super Bowl without him. I'm trying you here to hear first. Let's go. Go Birds, baby.
I like that.
And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for having me on for sure. Go Birds.
Absolutely. It's always good to have a fellow Eagles fan on, especially somebody who's already on the network. So yeah, welcome to come. Anytime you got some free time, we can stop by and shoot the fair one with us. So we'll be back next week, 7:30 Eastern Standard. Go Birds.
Yo.
Yo,
That was a
good
good
show,
one.
gentlemen. Yeah, that was I figured that one was gonna be a good one because of that thumbnail. That whenever you start putting Hurts over people's favorite quarterbacks, they gonna tune in.
Oh,
So
I gotta